Hello and welcome to the Women Celebrating Too Much Women show here live on LinkedIn. Thank you so much for joining me, the incredible Sarah Jane, practically positive Phelps. Thank you for joining, and we are now going to be on episode 5, I believe. So it's new, but we are celebrating too much women and women who are literally going to stand up and roar and help other women roar. So I am going to do a bit of an intro, a bio about you. You are often described as somebody who leaves people feeling bigger, braver, and more confidently by simply being around you. I mean, have you seen how you look? Your leopard print, your big bow, your signature big bow. As a speaker, facilitator, and self-belief expert, you believe that people challenge their limitations. You help people to challenge their limitations, to embrace possibility, and to take meaningful action. We all need you in our lives. Through practical tools, heartfelt stories, and genuine encouragement, you encourage and inspire people to believe in themselves so that they can achieve more than you ever thought possible.
Yeah,
why have you come to this? How have you come here already? As in, how have you got to this space that you can help people with all of that? Have you had lots of adversity? What's gone on for you?
So yeah, I guess I was that people pleaser, that person that tried to fit in, that tried to make sure everybody else was happy. But of course that came at the detriment of me being me. And I would try and fit in, and it's just exhausting. You can't keep it up. So once I realised, actually, if I showed up as me with my bright colour dresses, my giant hair bow, and always overdressed for any occasion.
Oh, love it. Overdressed for any occasion. Yes, yes.
It's the best way to be. You know,
Yeah.
I think even Gok Warren says, doesn't he? Don't keep your clothes for good. Wear them every day, because every day's for good. And yeah, so once I started showing up as me, what I realised is those people who weren't accepting me for me and who were just taking from me were like, what's going on here? And they sort of started to almost repel them. And it left space for people who absolutely got what I was about, who would champion me and cheerlead me and sort of just be a better people to be around. And so now I want to help everybody else do that.
Amazing. And do you feel ever a bit, shall I put on that bright hair bow and that amazing bright outfit? Do you ever feel a bit of, what are they going to think, and are they going to be judging me? Do you ever have that feeling? We got over it already.
Not today, but this has been a long process. This has been years in the making. Absolutely. I was, what will I think? And I think I started off when I first went self-employed many years ago, going to networking. And you would walk in, everyone was in sort of navy and black and beige and business wear.
Absolutely. Shoulder pads, don't forget them.
Oh, yes, love a bit of shoulder pads action. But we all looked the same. There was no personality there. And I guess because I was a little bit self-conscious, this was a totally new field to me being self-employed, I would go in and put maybe a black outfit on, because, you know, I had a whole wardrobe of various shades of black. But I'd put on a coral jacket. So if someone then turned around and looked at me, I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm looking at me because my hair's funny, or what do they think of me? I knew they were looking at me on my terms. I'm like, oh my gosh, who's she? And probably were at the start going, who's she in a bright orange jacket? But that was on my terms. I'd done that to get that reaction. So it sort of almost stopped that wondering, what are they looking at me for, on my terms.
Yes.
But what I realised actually is people then started to say, oh, I wish I was brave enough to wear that. And the quote you said at the start isn't me being big-headed, saying that I gave people permission by being in the room. That was actually a compliment I got at an event.
Oh, there you go.
It was someone I didn't know. She knew me from online. We'd been in the same community, but she didn't know me directly. And bless her, she was all in black, but had a leopard print cardigan on. Still quite neutral colours, not luminous leopard print. But
we do love a bit of leopard print in this.
We do indeed. And her compliment, we had to go around the room and give people that we didn't know compliments.
Oh, nice.
Which was lovely.
Yes, yes.
And hers to me was, I knew you'd be here and would be much, so I could be a little bit more.
Oh,
and
my
honestly,
God.
It's the best compliment I have ever had in my life. Because in the past, me being much has been used as an insult to me.
Yes.
I've walked into a business meeting, again, early on in my being self-employed, dressed very similar to this, a different version of this dress, but very similarly, but all in pink shoes, you know, in I went to a sea of grey and black and navy. And this guy came up to me, right up to my face, had never been in before, didn't know me, and was like, oh, you're a lot on, yeah.
Oh,
and really tried to put me down. Now, luckily, I was in a place where I sort of just went, yeah, thanks, I am. And he didn't know what to do, and I just kind of kept on walking. But actually, that was really insulting and could have been really detrimental. I could have quite happily turned heel and left and thought, oh gosh, this is not the
yes.
right room for me. As it turned out, it wasn't the right room for me. But that's, because you start to attract the people that are right for you when you start showing up as who you are. And
Yes.
once you do that, if people do say, oh, you're a lot or you're too much, that's their problem, not yours. I was too much for him. I'm
Mm.
not too much for the people who love me and know me. So
So
it is
somebody else
amazing
said,
what it can do.
I'm not enough. I need to
Yeah,
be more,
yeah,
That's what, when
absolutely.
we ran the Mutton March, Donna, she was amazing. Donna Freed, she came on and she just said, if anybody says you're too much, just go, I'm not enough.
Yeah,
And it's like, yeah, you know? So,
absolutely.
and it's not all about wearing flashy clothes and being out there clothing
No,
wise.
no.
Actually having, the chutzpah to pull it off, to do it, and to walk our talk. So you help people amplify who they are. So tell us a bit about actually how you help them, apart from wearing your amazing clothes and inspiring us to like put a bit more leopard print on.
So yeah, there is science behind what I do. It isn't just dress up. And I'm not saying also everyone needs to wear bright pink all of the
Yeah,
time. Wear how you feel most comfortable. So whatever that might be, and I use two very good friends as examples. I've got one friend who dresses head to toe in black.
yeah.
She has a summer black wardrobe and a winter black wardrobe.
Ooh,
We joke on.
love
If you
it.
said to her wear pink, she would come out in hives. But
Yeah.
she feels her most self dressed head to toe. She calls herself a cross between Morticia Adams and Marge Simpson because she's got this gorgeous black hair that she has piled up. And that is how she feels the best. I have another friend who wears every single colour of the rainbow all at once, and that's how she feels her best self. And if you said to her wear beige, she literally would shrink into herself. She wouldn't be her.
Yeah.
And so it's about finding what do you feel the most comfortable, because although they're two extremes of it, it's about if someone then says something to either of those or to me, or to anybody else that's watching this, if you know you're just being your true self and somebody else says something negative, you don't take it in as much. You're like, okay, thanks for your opinion I didn't ask for, and carry on. Well, when you're trying to fit in and you're trying to be somebody for other people, if they
Mm.
then say, oh, you're not this or you're not that, you go, all right, I better change. And it's exhausting because you're always trying to be something for somebody else
Kind of
and it's
masking
never going to
yourself.
happen.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
I help people through your workshops and talks and my arrows, which I've got in the background, my empowerment arrows.
Oh, let's see your arrow.
So these are my empowerment arrows. So this is how I lock in, I guess, the learning that I talk about in the workshops that I do and the talks that I do. And what people, and even on my arrow board, it says, be you, believe in yourself.
Love it.
Because when you show up as yourself, it is amazing what that in itself just does. Like I said, or you almost become like Teflon, that the negative comments start to just come off you. Takes practice. I'm not saying you'll do it overnight, but
Yeah.
start, if you're not somebody like that lady, start the cardigan, start the pin brush, start with some coloured laces in your shoes, a funky
Yes.
bells, whatever it might be. Don't jump completely from one extreme to the other, but just showing up as you, or say things, have boundaries in place that you haven't before. Say no to things that you've always just done because somebody else expected you to. And it's about how we talk to ourselves and the language that we use when we're talking to ourselves, and just giving ourselves that care and love that we would give to any of our friends.
Mm.
And so with the arrows, what I do is, say we've done a imposter syndrome workshop about how to let go of those things that you're telling yourself you're not, because we
Yeah.
all do it, no matter how successful we get. We all
Yes.
have those, I call imposter moments, because it will pass. But with the arrows, you'll write on here after a workshop your fear, your limiting belief, the thing that you know is holding you back, that is no longer serving you, but is still there in your ear, that little voice in your ear. And
Mm-hmm.
what the participants do is put it on their neck like this.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then I stand the other end with the board and hold it still, and they step and it breaks the arrow. And it is literally putting the power of self-belief into action, because as that arrow breaks, and it does with very little resistance once you commit to it,
Really?
it
Hang on a
locks
sec. So you're
in
getting
the learning,
that board, and then the person presses, and does it snap?
and it breaks in two. Yeah. And
Wow.
it's so powerful, because we all tell ourselves we can't do things. We all have that little voice, oh, I can't possibly do that. Actually, if we just tell ourselves, I can give it a go and see what happens, we've all got much more courage and strength. And that's what we need to just access. We've just forgotten how to do it. And so that's what I help do. This is a very physical way of doing that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Have you ever got into
Yeah.
press about it? I would love you to be out there showcasing this arrow.
Yes.
It sounds almost like you've just got
I
talent
love doing
type
it.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just so powerful. And then they can take the arrow away, and next time they're having a day where they're like, oh, I can't, can I? And they're like, yeah, I can. Look what I did. And you've
Yeah.
got that really physical reminder of what it is that they're capable of.
Oh my God, that is fantastic. So, what would you like women to, people listening, them to take away from what you do? I mean, yes, we've heard everything's possible. And I just want to quickly say, does a lot of this self-criticism actually come from family?
Yeah.
You know, from, oh, you're too much, you're too loud, you're too bossy, you're, you know, to this, to that, to the other. And maybe it's a hangover from just listening to your mother, your sister, your partner or whoever. And actually it's like, you know, this is my show. I'm running it. I'm walking my talking. I've got my clients who are attracted to me because of this craziness, whatever we are doing. So yeah, do you feel it's a bit of a hangover from that? And it's just like, just stop the naysayers in your head.
Absolutely. Mine definitely comes from when I was younger. You know, I needed to be the straight A student and do really well. I came from a really big family, and there was that not really conscious pressure of, you know, but even if you look back on all of my school reports, it says Sarah Jane talks too much. And first I'm like, shock horror, tell me something I don't know. But secondly, I have turned that. So I have a thing called a flip it list. So all the things that we're told that are potentially people would see as a negative, like I talk too much, let's flip them and make it, because today actually talking is my superpower. I get to come on things like this, I get to stand on stage, I get to deliver workshops that I get not everyone would have the confidence to do, and I've got something worth listening to. And so it's those things that we're told by other people, and quite often those around us, that we do take heed of, and we listen to and think, oh, well, I best not do. And actually, when you start to go, you know what, I'm just going to step out of that a little bit, I'm going to try, it is amazing, because you will attract the people who get you and then cheer you on and light you up completely. And that's my mission, is to help other people shine their light brighter.
Love it. So you don't want radiators in your life. You want,
Absolutely
spotlights. Absolutely.
Yeah,
but I think this is fantastic. So if you're called too much, your too muchness is that you talk too much, but then you've swapped it into a superpower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic.
And I think we can all do that.
Yeah. And so for somebody watching this thinking, oh God, I just feel a bit icky about, I've brought this amazing new hat, cardigan, dress or whatever, but my husband or my mum said it's just too much and I want to go and deliver a talk, but I feel I need to merge in. What would you say to somebody who is thinking, oh, because I mean, like last year, the year before, I had to steel myself to put my hat on to go to a networking event. I just thought, are they just going to think I'm a show off? So what would you say to someone like me?
So maybe some people will think that, and you know what? That's okay though. Because they're not for you. They're not your people. They don't get you.
Yeah.
And I think that is the biggest thing. You're not ever going to have everybody get you or understand you or like you. Like, newsflash, it's not going to happen. So you have to get used to it. Some people probably will think, oh my goodness, who on earth does she think she is? I know I've had those looks. But just don't let them get to you. That's their opinion of you is not your business. That's their opinion, and they're entitled to it. And me saying that now, I used to sort of come out in hives if I'd said something like that, because I wanted everyone to like me.
Yes.
But that's impossible. And so once you accept that and think, you know what, somebody might laugh at me, somebody might say, oh my goodness, they might think it. But so what if they do? What's the worst that's going to happen? Is they're going to be maybe a little bit rude. Just say thanks for your opinion I didn't ask for and move on. It really is. However, that being said, I wear this all the time. I've got the most ridiculous coat. It is all the colours. I look like Elba the elephant, one of the kids at school.
Brilliant.
Exactly, all the colours. And whenever I wear that, I mean, I stand out in a crowd wherever I go, to be honest. But when I wear that especially, people literally smile at me, not laughing, but just because it's like, oh my goodness, you're bringing a bit of joy. People have actually crossed the street and go, I have to just stop here. Your coat is fabulous.
Oh my God.
Because I think we all want to be a bit more joyful. We all want to be a bit more fun. Actually, if people like you with your hat and me with my bright outfits, if we go, look, this is okay to be our age and to go, this is how I am, and I'm going to take up space. And if you don't like it, go and find your own space over there. I'm not making myself smaller.
Today, but, you know, it's the hat with the thing. But yes, you can go to your own space. Absolutely.
And so I would just say to people, I would just say to people watching, try it. You know, be prepared that yes, somebody might, but what will happen, and I promise this will happen, is other people will be like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. I wish I was brave enough to wear that, or you look fabulous. and you get both sides of it. So just
Yeah.
focus on the good compliments and ignore the other ones.
Exactly. And I
So,
agree. And I've had that experience through, you know, my developing my persona, major visibility. And actually people, I asked a networking group and they just said, do it.
yeah.
And if people don't like it, then repelling them is a really good thing to do as well. So as Bob Marley says, you can't please all the people all of the time.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
And yeah. So listen, it's been fantastic, amazing getting to know you, because we last saw each other in Atomicon in the bogs and we did a bog selfie.
Best way.
Who's this woman with all these bright clothing? It's like, yay. Okay. Thank you so much for being on the Celebrating Too Much Women LinkedIn Live.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.